All right, so here we are. Finally got the beta. So software version 2021.36.5.3. So it is the 10.3.1 version of FSD beta. I did get it in the Model Y by cheating, sort of. So I opted out, and then we drove very carefully, and then I opted back in and drove really carefully for 100 miles, got that 100 score. And so we did that on Saturday, and now it is Wednesday. And so through all the release, that we didn't get the beta on Sunday when everybody else did, even though technically we had the 100 score at that point. Thankfully we didn't get it though, because there was all that trouble with the beta, the 10.3 release, so they had to pull that from everybody's car and then do the 10.3.1. So I'm actually glad that we weren't involved in that. Turned out that worked out pretty well. But then I didn't think that we were going to get it, honestly, because I felt like maybe we just missed the next rollout, so we're going to have to wait for a whole another week. And so that kind of puts the stress on the safety score. But we finally did it. Got the safety score to 100 for long enough, with over 100 miles on it, to be able to get the beta. So here we are in the beta, and I'm just going to do a quick overview of this drive, my first drive. Basically just going to see how it goes. And so now we need to go ahead and go over here to autopilot, turn on the full self-driving beta. Yes. And expanded full self-driving visualization, so that'll give us a nice bigger picture of what's going on. All right, so here we are. I'm just going to start out from a random spot here in a neighborhood. Yikes. So definitely turned the wheel a couple times there. That was pretty strange. A little bit jerky at that stop sign, but it did it. All right. So I was a little hesitant, but it checked for the all clear and it went. So that worked out pretty well. I really like the visualization. It's nice and big here. Shrinks down if you do the camera. Wow. Okay, so with that intersection, really nice. Alright, so pretty cool. It's definitely like my immediate impressions were it was very strange in the neighborhood and at the stop signs. Like the steering wheel will kind of jerk back and forth, kind of like it's trying to decide which way it wants to turn, or how sharp it needs to turn the wheel. So that was kind of interesting. I don't really know how you can keep your hands on the wheel, with any pressure. That's why I think in a lot of those videos that I've seen other people using it, they'll end up like, if it goes through an intersection, it's kind of difficult. A lot of times they'll kick it out of the autopilot because they put too much pressure on the wheel. I could definitely see that be easy to do, because you kind of have to let the wheel slide through your hands while at the same time be ready to take control at any moment. So definitely interesting there. Okay, so that's interesting. At that area there, autopilot would always dip into that little right turn lane where the lane expands. And with the beta, it didn't do that. A little bit of phantom braking there, though. That was weird. Really love all the stuff here that's on the screen, so that is cool. Alright, so we gotta turn left here. And it just missed that turn. Can't turn left. So I'm going to turn off the turn signal. it's going to have to reroute because it's going to have to go straight. So is it going to try to turn left? Or is it going to go straight like it's already committed to here? Ooh. Okay, well, I'm not really sure what it's trying to do. It missed its turn. So it's going to have to try again after we get past this intersection. We'll see what it does when it reroutes. Made it to the intersection. Let's see how it reroutes here. Alright. Here's a four-way stop. It's not really allowed to go in there, so that was no good. And okay, so I had to disengage there because it got in. Really, it's not a turn lane there, which is kind of strange, but not a turn lane, so should not have gotten in that. Alright. Well, that was definitely my fault. I put too much pressure on the steering wheel. That's going to be really hard to get used to. Now up here, this lane does go away, and we're going to have to get over to the left in order to continue straight. Lots of cars around, so if it doesn't decide to get over pretty soon, we're going to have a hard time. And I'm just going to go ahead and get over. So I just turned on the signal there, and it actually got over in the lane I wanted to be in. I'm not sure if it would have done that or not, but due to the time, I need to make sure that we don't reroute completely crazily right now. So ironically, I most often got dinged on the safety score for hard braking and autopilot and beta. Oh, definitely do hard braking all the time. So that is definitely one thing I would note, at least on a lot of these, not smooth. Slams on the brakes. It comes up on the intersection too quickly and then it slams on the brakes. So that is not smooth at all and would have probably gotten really bad hard braking score for autopilot. I wish we could grade autopilot, send that score right back to them. I don't like the auto brights thing. I think the auto brights are automatic on beta. I'm not sure if you can turn that off or not, but I don't usually use auto brights. Wow, didn't even slow down for that car at all. That was good. That's a blinking yellow, which means we should definitely be going. It's clear. It's not going to go. Alright, so I had to give it a little bit of accelerator there just to push it through the intersection. It did make the turn and everything, but alright, here we are. Let's see if it's going to turn into the parking lot here. Looks like it is. Oh, definitely faster than I would like. And that's it. Whew, man. Alright, so my initial impressions of FSD beta is it is pretty wild. Honestly, I didn't think I would be as surprised about how weird it felt. You know, like it just felt so weird that the car was taking control of itself. Even though I've watched all these videos, I've been really excited about getting it, and I thought, you know, I'm totally prepared for what it's going to feel like to use it, and I'm going to be able to use it really well. But I gotta tell you, it definitely is going to take some getting used to, especially multiple times I disengaged it just because I put too much force on the wheel as it was coming around the corner. So I don't know if it would have done the turn properly at the right time or whatever, but I actually had to get used to like letting the steering wheel just slide around in your hands. Like you got to be holding it so in case you need to take over, but you also need to let it actually, you know, steer itself. So it's definitely interesting how it does it, because it won't do it really smoothly. It'll just kind of jerk back and forth sometimes. And obviously if you're holding on to it at that time with any force, it's going to immediately kick it out of autopilot. So that is definitely something to get used to. I'm going to have to figure out, you know, how to get used to that. But overall, I was very impressed with a lot of things that it's doing. It did miss a turn. And then it was going to try to turn left, I'm pretty sure, through that intersection when it was in the straight, you know, lane, and there's two left turn lanes by us. That would have been really bad if it had gone that way. So I definitely had to disengage it there and wait for it to reroute before I turn on autopilot again. But other than that, it's going to be really interesting to test it out on different streets and see what it does, maybe in the daytime sometime. So overall, I'm really excited that I finally got the beta here, and definitely going to have some more videos coming out on this and seeing how it improves over the new versions. Now, hopefully, I don't have to deal with the safety score on this car. At least I will have to still get the safety score up on the other car, so that hopefully I can get it on the Model 3, but we got it on the Model Y, so I'm not as concerned with getting it on the Model 3 soon. So that's good. We can do the testing in this car. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.